All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another week of Ryan's radar. I'm used to saying chart now. It's all weird now, but it is what it is. So we have NFP this week, and usually with NFP comes a lot of news throughout the week. So we have pound news, we have euro news in the morning, we have USD news all throughout the mornings, about 8:45 in the morning to 9 o'clock Central Time. So it's going to be pretty good, guys. I think we're going to see a lot of movement. There is a few pairs that I'm not going over that are consolidating, but I think the pairs that we're looking at are in pretty good shape. So, with that being said, let's take a look at what we got. So, Euro USD, I have three potential drawouts here. So, I know I got a bunch of boxes and whatnot drawn up. Uh, it might be confusing, but to me, I get what I'm looking at. So, what I'm seeing here is we have trend line liquidity here and we have a bunch of supply points up here that I think need to get retested, right? So Euro USD, this is not a massive reversal push, right? Euro USD doesn't form something like this and then just immediately goes straight up from there, right? It always has some sort of push up for a pullback, and then it retests that low, and then if it doesn't break it, we could see a push up, right? So that's why I'm more looking towards this actually going up first, right? To go up towards these areas and then pull back versus seeing potential pushes up here, which if the news ends up doing something like that in the morning, I mean, because there is a shit ton of Euro news, that is the only thing that could actually outdo what I'm saying. But ultimately, it still makes sense for it to push up and drop, right? This is not a reversal area from at least the experience that I come from. So I would say look for a false move up, a pull back up, and then we could expect some sort of push back down. It might not be today, right? So these things could take anywhere from 24 to 72 hours where we see bullish movement over the next 2 days, right? This green arrow could take 2 days to form, and then it decides to make its pullback where it consolidates in between the EMAs here, right? Right? Because when price goes in between the 50 and the 200 like this, it tends to bounce back and forth between like a ping pong ball. So that's why I'm waiting for price to go up now because I do believe we are going to see that bullish move up. But once it gets to these supply points, that's where it starts to get a little iffy. And I can't just go, yep, it's totally going to go up because although it's still bullish overall, this drop is just a pullback in the higher time frames. Like if we go to the weekly right now, you'll see that price is it's in a range. The EMAs are super tight. It can go up, it can go down, right? It's in the middle here. This thing can continue up, or it could pull back a little bit farther to fill in this FEG right here and then go up, right? Because that's what that is. That big open gap right there is a fair value gap. So it's just a matter of is it going to drop a little lower to complete a more filled in version of the gap and then be that overall pullback on a higher time frame and the reverse on a lower, or is it just going to go up from here? Right. My mind says it's going to actually drop a little bit more. Then we'll see some sort of midweek reversal that goes up like Wednesday, Thursday. But to me, it still looks like it's going to be bearish. So we'll stick with that. GBP USD is in an interesting zone, right? So it has a potential of ranging, which I actually didn't draw it out where it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's only because these lows right here didn't break these lows. So like it's still technically within a range position. So that's why I would say, yep, sell it right now because it's going to drop, right? We don't buy high and sell low. You sell when it gets to a high and then you take it to the drop or you wait for price to drop and you buy it. Like that's just common sense, but some people like to get ahead of themselves. And in this case, I just like GB or just like Euro USD, I still see price shooting up. And these are the collided zones, right? Because right here is like a 1 monthly supply. That price has just been consolidating in between this entire last few days going to last week. And now we have a mixture of a 1 hour and 4 hour supply zone. And there's probably other minor ones like the 15-minute, 5 minute. But regardless, this was the last little hiccup in price going down before it continued down. So now I want to see price come up to here and it's either going to react off it and completely drop again and go with the overall pullback that I could potentially see, or it's going to consolidate and continue up to the high and either break this high or consolidate at the high. So, regardless, right now, for where price is currently at this moment, I see it going up. Once it gets here, that's where we're going to have to wait and see. And then we got UJ. UJ, I actually really like movement wise, just because of the fact that we have the high and low identified. It's in the middle. There's not a lot of choppiness. So we could see a few playouts here where I want to see price push up towards this trend line, right? Because it's already making that move up. And if it respects that trend line, it'll go back down and potentially make lower lows. It could break through that trend line. Where is it? Okay. It could break through the trend line, come back and go beneath it as for like a stop hunt, right? Because a lot of people like to trade the breakouts of a trend line. It could go up, break that trend line, go grab supply, then go all the way back down to make a new low and then start to range, right? It trap people both ways. Or it's going to break up, hit supply, come back down, retest that supply or the supply now demand areas that were formed on the way up. And then we'll see it push up even higher towards the trend line liquidity zones that it was formed along the way. So you got liquidity here, you got liquidity up here, over here. So all of it's there. It's just a matter of what's it going to do first. So we just got to pay attention, be careful. Like I said, there's a bunch of news going out. I like this one a lot. I do like Euro. I do like GU just for the short-term movements. I know they have to go up here, especially GU. So just wait and see. If you guys are London session traders, see where price is at by the time it gets here. If it's respecting these zones, you could look to sell it. If it's consolidating in between it, it could go back up to this area right here, this supply zone. So just be patient, watch it play out, and if you guys end up making money, good for you. And obviously, you know the risks of trading. Don't do anything stupid that you can't afford. Anything you do is on your own. So, with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Everyone have a great night, and let's get the last month of the year started correctly. Peace out.